team is huge for that team.
No.
I mean, it's enormous for that team, and I thought it was a great idea. And then when he wasn't there anymore, I was like, oh, so it was just like a one-time thing? Like, well, what a waste. You could get those guys over, you know?
Yeah, hey, they set up, Sheamus came out and cut a promo. Basically, they set up a rematch from WrestleMania. You've got Triple H versus Sheamus at Extreme Rules, and this time it's going to be a street fight. So that's that. And then we have Sheamus.
They always got to do rematches, man. Why?
Yeah, it was. They did Sheamus versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi got the win here, but it was by disqualification, and that was that. And then we had a match between Carlito and Evan Bourne, which was fairly good.
Why did they have that match for?
Well, Evan Bourne got a win, so that's good news, right? Dude, Carlito and Evan Bourne, I mean, Evan Bourne on a weekly basis, dude. I mean, the way that he's been treated. And Daniel Bryan over on NXT.
I hear he gets squashed every week or something. Is that true?
My God. Well, tonight they did it again, dude. I think he faces William Regal tonight on NXT, man, and they completely squashed. He hasn't won a match yet on NXT. So
they pulled him up as the legendary internet sensation, independent scene,
I'm guessing
and he never wins?
I'm guessing it's some sort of angle, dude, where he'll wind up at the very end where they will have him go through the entire series, the entire NXT series, whatever it is, 16 weeks. Not that it matters anyway, because it doesn't look like that show is going to be around much longer. But they'll have him go and just continue to rack up losses. But I think they're going to do an angle where even though he's losing, the fans who are voting, if you will, which is obviously scripted, but the fans still take to him even though he's losing, and then when it's all said and done, the winner of NXT is Daniel Bryan, and they take that route, you know what I mean, where he gets no wins, but he still wins.
It could be that, or it could... they're going to keep calling too, huh? They could just, they could do it where, you know, he's the independent scene sensation, internet sensation, and then they just squash him just to prove a point. Like, you could be the biggest indie star in the world, but here in the WWE...
You're nothing.
You know, you're nothing. Well, I don't care how good you are, because we're so much better than all those other, you know.
Yeah, but they do that, they do it on commentary, where Michael Cole is
I heard he got like a gimmick where he's anti-internet or something.
Completely anti-internet, anti-indie promotions, anti-anything that deals with the internet, and he keeps referring to Daniel Bryan as some internet sensation, a guy that worked the indie scene, and they mention the indie scene by name on commentary, which is interesting, but basically they just continue, I mean, especially Michael Cole, and then you've got Josh Matthews, who was on there, who defends him, you know what I mean, where Cole is just this, he's got this hatred for the internet and Twitter and all that stuff, so whatever. And then let's finish up Monday Night Raw. We had Randy Orton against Batista. That was our main event. It was announced earlier in the day on WZROnline.com. John Cena ran out here and tapped Swagger out. They did a match with John Cena and David Otunga as well last night on Raw, so that was
I'm just going to give you from the perspective of somebody who didn't see the show. If they're listening and like trying to be informed by your rundown, I have no clue what you just said. You said Batista and Randy Orton.
You know what?
Yeah, let me follow me real quick. Batista, Randy Orton's the main event. It was announced on WWE.com earlier in the day, but then Cena came out during the match and tapped out Swagger, which I don't know how he was there if it was Batista Orton. And then also David Otunga came out at some point. What are you talking about, dude? I have no clue what just happened.
That's why you need to watch Monday Night Raw. You need to watch TNA Impact so that when we come on here for a live radio show,
I always do.
Help me run down.
This is the first week in a long. I watch those shows specifically for this fucking radio. You think I like watching wrestling? I watch them specifically to be up to date when we get on. I never got around to it today yet.
Well, that's why.
More important, I guess.
That's why I don't like running down Monday Night Raw and TNA Impact, especially when my co-host doesn't watch the show. So
no, well, I mean, I do watch them. I just missed them last night. I had other shit to do, but
so
yeah,
all right,
when
so
you
that
called
was
me, people over here.
That was TNA Impact and Monday Night Raw from last night. The poll results over here on the media player. Which show was better on Monday? We've got 59% of the votes say TNA Impact and 41% of the votes say WWE Raw. So thanks to everybody who voted in the poll. We've got our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. Lots of people in there tonight. And we've already ran down Impact and Monday Night Raw. We've talked about the SmackDown deal. They're moving to the Sci-Fi Network in October, I believe it is. So we've already run that down. And I guess we'll get to some news and rumors. We're going to open up the live phone lines as well. What's the number?
Oh, Christ, dude. 518-370? I don't know, man.
That's standing. We don't even know the number. Here it is.
I don't read it off. You do every week.
518. If you want to call us up live now, it's 518-712-3070. Once again, 518-712-3070. And live chat room is on and popping. WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there right now. All right, news and rumors. We got to talk about the Chris Canyon deal from not this past Friday and Saturday, the weekend before. You guys probably saw the reports up on the website. Chris Canyon took his life on, I believe it was late Friday night. Like I said, not this past weekend, but the deal is some new information that I don't believe I put on the website yet. It was his brother that found him in a living room on the couch. There was a bottle of prescription drugs that were next to him, an empty bottle of prescription drugs, and there was also a suicide note that was found.
I heard there were multiple suicide notes.
I heard there were multiple, and then it was just the one, and then I heard that the brother was the one that found him where nobody could get a hold of him. So the brother went and did basically a check to see what the deal was, and that's where he was found dead. But just a horrible story. They had said that earlier in the week, it happened on a Friday night, Saturday morning, but they had said that on Monday, where he was pretty depressed and had told friends, and this was nothing new. And that's
what I was going to say. I heard it was I heard he threatened to commit suicide many times or something.
Many, many times. And he had a bipolar disorder as well. Yeah, which, it just complicated things. And basically, the deal here was he kept a lot of stuff inside him. A lot of people, if you're gay, a lot of people don't come out of the closet. A lot of people hide that in because if you do come out of the closet...
Especially if you're in wrestling, Jesus Christ.
right, because you're in there with other grown men, and it creates... it just creates a weird vibe. Some people get that weird vibe, you know what I mean? But a lot of people that are gay, they don't come out because, they're afraid that people are going to change their feelings towards them, where, tell somebody you're gay, they may look at you differently. And he made the decision years ago to come out of the closet and was released from WWE.
Yeah, they did the Boy George thing. You remember that?
No.
They have him come out dressed up like Boy George and singing "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?" and then Undertaker beat the shit out of him with a chair like over and over and over again, and then that was his last TV appearance.
Well, no, I didn't remember that. That was his last WWE TV appearance.
His last TV appearance, yeah, he had like a little headset on, kind of like Jillian Hall, and he was singing "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?" from Boy George, who's gay, obviously, and they just beat the crap out of him with the chair hard way, and that was it.
Huh. Well, and then he had sent feelers TNA's way to see if they were interested in doing anything with him.
He sued WWE too, don't forget. He filed a lawsuit.
That's right. Well, wasn't he part of the lawsuit with Raven and those Raven and Mike Sanders? Wasn't he a part of that?
He was part of that, yeah, but I could have swore he filed his own too for wrongful termination or some shit. Like he was fired because he was gay. I remember he was coming on Howard Stern a lot. Trying to market himself as the first open. He's trying to do what Orlando Jordan's doing right now. He was trying to market himself as the first openly gay wrestler.
Yeah, openly gay
sports.
Right.
Yeah, and he set up like a competition with Artie Lang, who tried to commit suicide too. How freaky is that? And it was on a football game, and baseball or football. Either way, the loser had to make out with this big fat ugly retard that comes on the show a lot named Blue Iris, who's dead now too, overdose on so there's a lot of weird tie-ins there. But yeah, I just remember that very clearly because it was a fun little part of the show. Artie lost, he had to make out with the ugly chick. It was cool. Canyon was on there a bunch. They actually talked about it when he died. They gave him his own show at one point. Yeah.
It's just a sad story, man, because the guy listen. When you tell friends that you're thinking about suicide and your life's in the dumps, right? that's your way. You're basically
they call it cry out for help or whatever.
Yeah, you're crying for help, man. You're crying for help, and the fact that a lot of people had said that this was just a common occurrence. You know what I mean? Where
the boy who cried wolf. They don't know when he's serious. I mean, he says it every time. How do you know he's going to do it? You don't know.
Yeah, but you would think that there could have been something done. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people seem to know
it's easy
that.
to say, man. You don't know. I mean, especially if this is a recurring thing. If he's threatened it a million times, how do you know this time that he's threatening it? Oh, this is the real one. We better be.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's with that my family. They say it so much that eventually you kind of get numb to it. Like, leave me alone. You're not.
Well, yeah, I'm going to kill myself.
Exactly.
The fact is, man, is sometimes if people continue to say it over and